Hello. All right, so we are going to do a shorter restorative session. Um, the goal is kind of restorative of shoulders. I mean, we'll do other stuff too, but not yoga tends to be super shoulder intensive. So this is going to be light. Well, we'll focus on shoulders for kind of mobility, but we will be trying to lay off of them for too much strain. So that's the goal of this. So we will let's come to kind of easy seat, easy pose, cross-legged, fire log, whatever. And always start with a deep breath, you know? Sometimes we come into our practice like zooming in out of traffic. Maybe we just put the kids to bed. Maybe we just woke up and we're not even breathing yet, you know. So start with a nice deep breath, settling our nervous system and kind of tuning in. Taking that breath that's so deep that you can feel the connective tissue in your chest kind of stretching open a little bit. All right, and then we will take our arms out, straight out as a T, and we're gonna do a little breathing with our movement. So we'll do palm up on, I have my right side up, and then we'll shift out, inhale, exhale. Let's see. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keeping our hip bones both planted, rotating in our shoulder, stretching a little bit in our side body. And then we'll come to center and we'll inhale on the arms up. Exhale, arms down, bow forward. Inhale up. Arms down, exhale, bow forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. One more, inhale up. Exhale, bow forward. Come back to center. Remove any cat hairs from your face, as I have, or whatever kid crud you have around you. I have a long-haired kitty hair that's got fuzz in my face. All right, we're gonna go arms teed out again. Left hand up, palm facing up. Let's inhale out. Exhale. We're switching our palms. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Keeping our sit bones evenly down. Maybe that minimizes our movement. That's fine. Drawing our shoulder blades down and back. And back to center. Let's take our hands, reach behind us. We're going to clasp them with our fingers woven together. And then we're going to pull our fist away from our back, opening our chest and our anterior delts. Good. Release the hands. Let's do a little shrugging. So, it's very common as a stress response, but also just some people aren't quite tuned in with their bodies, and they'll they'll engage upwards instead of downwards. And so it's good to kind of play with both. So let's play with both. So we're going to do shoulders up to ears and then down and back. And I really want to have this sensation that our shoulder blades are coming down our back and together, right? So we'll shrug up and then down and back. Inhale up, down, inhale up, with your own breath. Let's take our left hand, walk it out away from our bodies so that it's in a straight line, and then we're going to tilt our head to the right. The ear is coming close to the shoulder. And come back up to center. Reach the right hand out. Tip our head to the left. Good. Now let's take our feet wide on our mat. And we're going to reach our arms out in front of us like we're palms up, receiving. And we're going to keep space between our chin and chest and roll our back down, vertebrae at a time. Really tilting the pelvis so that you can get that lower back integrated and engaged and touching the mat. And then we're going to lift up and down and up and down. Some good old-fashioned crunches here. I'm going a little higher than the traditional crunch. Usually the traditional crunch is just right here, shoulder blades. I'm getting a little bit higher, but whatever feels right for your body is fine. And on this last one, while we're up, we're going to take our one hand, reach it over, try to touch our calf or shin or foot, come back to center. Other side, reach. Shoulder blades are off the mat the whole time. Back and forth. All right, even yourself out, settle down. Let's put our hands underneath our butt. Take our feet up off the mat, and then we're gonna stretch them out and go down 1 foot at a time. Keeping our low back touching or close to the mat, closing that gap. Good, bringing our feet back in. Let's put our hands around our shins, and I just want us to kind of roll. I roll straight up, but you might have to take a couple hits before you make it up. But you can really just enjoy it. It kind of massages out your back anyway, so enjoy the massage, get a couple rolls in, and then come all the way up. We're on our seats, sits, whatever. always those funny words that are used. Sit bones. It's a funny word. Okay, I was just remembering. So you can come to tabletop. I'll tell you what I was remembering in just a second. The buildup is going to make it worse. So we're going to be at tabletop, and we're just going to do some rotations. Nice and controlled. We'll do a few in each direction. Anyway, I was talking about sit bones, and then I slapped my butt. I was remembering this. There was those shows where they just have these like live camera feeds going around the world, like at parks or whatever, on streets. I don't even, or in not just in like people. Sometimes it was just wildlife. You just watch wildlife. Let's take one palm and curl it under. Palm up, fingertips to your knee. Anyway, there was this one, and there were these people walking around the park, and it was a Eastern country. I don't know what country it was. And there were just a bunch of old people walking around, smacking their butts. Just smack, smack, smack. And I think there's something probably wonderful to it. Switch back to the other palm. Getting blood flowing or energy moving, but we don't do it in these great states of America. People would think we were crazy. Lapping around the track, smacking our heinies. Good. All right, let's put both palms down, and we're going to push back into child's pose, but not really to rest. So our toes can be curled under, and we're ready to move forward. We're going to shift all the way forward into this kind of like a little bit of a sort of modified up dog, or whatever you want to call it. Shift back again and forward. Hey, little mama. How are you, girl? Yeah. All right, on this last one, we're going to come forward and we're going to bring our right leg up. It's a little awkward because we don't have all the space with our knees down, but that's okay. So we have our right knee at our right hand. Maybe our left, or our foot here is at our left hand, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's tighter in. It's fine. And I would like there to be a little bit of shifting around. And what I mean is not shifting to find the easy spot, but shifting to find a nice stretching to whatever your hips need. So maybe you're feeling it a lot in your back hip flexor. Maybe you're feeling it a lot in your right butt area hip. But find some movement and some stretching. And then we're going to curl that left toe under, take the right leg back, push back, and then back forward. This time, let's lower down. We're going to walk our fingertips out at an angle, not quite all the way, like 3 inches from all the way. And then fingertips down. We're going to lift up using our back muscles, really tipping our pelvis into the mat, which turns on our glutes and relieves pressure in our lower back. Come back down. Back up. And down. One more. And down. Let's take our arms, tee them out. We're going to roll over our right arm, shoulder, stretching our chest and anterior delt on the right hand side. Back to center. Left arm out. Kick it over. All right, back to center. Keeping our knees on the mat. We're going to have our hands underneath our shoulders, pulling our tummy up away from the mat. We're going to push back, child's pose. And we're going to do a few more of those forwards. So when we come forward, our hands should be like roughly under our shoulders. Forward, back, forward, and back. And when I'm coming forward, I guess I had said kind of an up dog, but I'm not drooping my hips. I'm actually, if anything, I'm kind of engaged, so I'm keeping that pressure off my low back. And then we're going to come back, and this time when we shift forward, we're going to take our left foot up with us. You might need to grab it, get it situated. Left knee is to the left hand, left foot is next to the right hand. Maybe not, maybe it's closer to your groin. That is fine. Let's find a little movement. I'm doing like circles, finding those nice, I think, out to the side. That feels good for me. If your shoulders are stressing you out, you can, and you have the flexibility, you can come to your forearms. It might not be for everybody. Let's take our right toes, curl them under. We're pushing off with our hands, lifting enough to bring our leg back. Child's pose, and then forward. Child's pose. Forward. And when we come up to forward, stop about halfway. Take your right hand, reach it up. Enjoy this opening. You can feel some opening in your left shoulder, and then we're going to thread her through, under, and then rest. Getting the posterior delt and back opening, and kind of your wing on your right side opening up. Good, back to center. Let's take our left arm up, stretchy, stretch, and then dive it through, resting your head. All right, bring it back up. Arms are out. Push back. Child's pose and forward. Child's pose. Forward. Let's pause on the forward, keeping that straight back, hands underneath our shoulders, lower ourselves down, nice and slow and stable. Keeping our hands where they are, right underneath our shoulders. You can have the tops of your feet on the mat, kind of pushing down into the mat, which lifts your knees and engages your quads. And then let's first take our shoulders up to our ears. That's not where we want them. So then you're going to bring them down and back. And as they come down and back, you're lifting your chest, using your back muscles, but at the same time, really driving your pelvis into the mat to alleviate that pressure off your lower back. And back down. Relax. Shake it out. Again, let's bring our shoulders up to our ears, and then they're going to circle back and down, lifting up, using our back muscles, driving our hips down into the mat, and back down. One more time. Up, shoulders up, not where they're supposed to be. Bring them down. And back down. Good. Keeping our knees on the mat, we're going to push up and back. Child's pose. Let's widen. If your knees aren't wide, mine were not super wide. Let's widen them. Sink in. Let our stomachs rest between our knees. Enjoy the weight in your third eye. Good. Let's shift forward. Still keeping this tabletop, kind of leaning forward to child's pose. Forward and back. And this time when we come forward, we're bringing that leg back up to pigeon where we were before. So bring it up, landing it wherever it gets. Maybe you help it out. And then we're gonna, if you went to your forearms or stomach, come back up onto your hands. Bend this back leg and bring the foot into your butt so you get into the Z position. And then we're gonna lean back as far as is comfortable for you. And by comfortable, I mean you're maintaining decent form. So if you start leaning back and this knee lifts, you've gone too far. Or if you're doing this big old hip thing to try to alleviate stress, you've gone too far. So for me, I'm probably at forearms, and you can see my knee just starts lifting. I'm going to give it a little bit of adjustment and keep pushing that knee into the mat, which creates a rather large stretch in my quad and hip flexor for me. Good. Come up. Take that left leg. Bring it over your right so it crosses over. Lift your chest with some nice, beautiful posture. We're going to take our right arm, reach it up, rotate to the left, and tuck the right elbow around the quad. And when we're here, we're not crunching to get as much twist as possible. We're lifting as we twist. And you can take this left hand down and kind of assist you in the twisting. On the inhale, you can lift. On the exhale, you can deepen your twist. All right, we're gonna untwist, roll up onto our knees, take our knees back a little bit so we have that widened tabletop, butt back, child's pose. Shift forward, back, shift forward. And on this forward, we're gonna lean a little bit, get that straight back, engage our abs, lower ourselves down. And this time, we're gonna push up and keep pushing. See where, okay, what I want you really to do is first do this tucking of the tail, right? Pushing our pelvis in and our hips into the mat. Now, with keeping that really strong and engaged, protecting our lower back, we're going to push up, push, 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 and see what kind of flexibility we find in our back without relaxing too much into our lower back and kind of creating that pinch. Come back down. Relax. Shake it out. So again, tops of the feet are down. They're pushing into the mat. Our knees are lifted. Quads are engaged. And we are tucking our butt down so that our hips drive into the mat really hard. I mean, you can't overdo this part. You really want that driving down. As you push up and bend in like a full cobra, back down. Good. Knees on the mat, lifting your tummy, pushing back, child's pose. And forward, and back, and forward. Go back one more time, and on the forward, we're going to take our left leg up with us. Get it adjusted.